Tfue by subscribing to too many streaming services and losing my mind. So, last week I had my breaking point, and I need to share this mess of a situation with you all. I, 28M, had been enjoying my Netflix and free HBO Max subscription that came with my internet plan, the perk of living in a tech-centric city. But then I heard about all these amazing shows on Disney+, Hulu, and Apple TV+. One thing led to another, and suddenly I found myself signing up for nearly every streaming service available. At first, it seemed like a dream come true. Endless options, binge-worthy content, and I could finally watch all the trending shows everyone was talking about on Reddit. However, things quickly spiraled out of control. Financially speaking, I was bleeding money every month with subscriptions. Seriously, I was paying nearly $70 a month just to feed my FOMO. But the worst part, I was spending more time scrolling through menus than actually watching anything. Every time I sat down to relax, I would spend an hour trying to choose what to watch. I'd go on Hulu to watch the latest episode of The Handmaid's Tale, and then remember I also signed up for Amazon Prime just for the boys. But wait, don't forget about that new show on Apple TV Plus that everyone is raving about. To make matters worse, my friends, who I thought would be excited to binge with me, were also mid-subscription chaos, juggling their own streaming services. We reserved weekends to catch up, only to spend half of our time arguing about whose subscription we should use, because we didn't want to pay for another couple of hours of a different platform. It felt like we were living in a dystopian world where streaming was supposed to make our lives easier, but only made it more complicated. Fast forward to last Friday. After days of indecision and a growing headache from navigating my own streaming universe, I finally sat down to watch the new season of Stranger Things. I was ready, popcorn in hand, only to log in and realize my Netflix subscription had expired because I forgot to update my payment method. Cue the existential dread. I panicked. I searched my emails, trying to find any discount codes for Netflix, but all I found were promotional offers for other services I didn't want. So, out of desperation, I decided to retry my luck on Hulu. After perusing half a dozen shows that I'd already watched and dismissed, I decided it was time to watch The Bachelorette, just to distract myself from my Netflix-induced panic. You'd think that would be okay, but while I was inevitably sucked into the show, I received a phone call from my sister, 30F. She asked if I'd heard about the latest twist on Survivor, another show I'd have to start Googling, and if we should watch it together. So naturally, I said yes, but then she brought up how she was planning to watch it on Paramount Plus, and that I would need to subscribe to that if I wanted to join her. And at that moment, I absolutely lost it. I started ranting about how streaming has become a never-ending cycle of subscribing and unsubscribing, that I felt like a streaming nomad without a home, and how all this content should bring joy, but instead brought stress. Here's where things went downhill. My sister found it hilarious and tried teasing me, which made me angrier. I hung up on her, and here I was, sitting on my couch with a half-eaten bag of popcorn, my head reeling from the absolute absurdity of it all. It hit me. I had turned this simple pleasure into a psychological thriller. Sunday rolled around, and I had reconciled with my sister and felt like my emotional outburst was a tad dramatic, but honestly, I think my frustrations were valid. So, in what could be considered my Tfue moment, I decided to go cold turkey on all streaming services for a month. I erased all my accounts and re-established a sense of viewing order, limiting myself to one platform at a time, starting with HBO Max. So, I went from indefinitely subscribed and overwhelmed to purging my streaming services and creating a more manageable viewing experience. If any of you are feeling the same chaotic energy around streaming, I highly recommend taking a step back. Prioritize and make a plan before you get sucked into another chaotic subscription cycle. I kind of feel like I need to hold an intervention for all of my friends now too.